took her heart and then she took it back from me. And I ain't proud. So go, make your decision. Now should I stay or should I go? And do you think that they will even listen? It's been so long since I've been home. I've been in, I've been out. Go, make your decision. Yeah, should I stay or should I go? And do you think that they will even listen? It's been so long since I've been home. Catch me hopping out the car with some honeys on my arm. We're so out of space that we're shooting for the stars. We got a little taste and we want a little more. So I'm whittling the shit to roast these hoes with the s'mores. We're heading coast to coast, never searching for the shore. We're going to the city where we get all our support with the next best thing while y'all are coming up short. All the fans, they want us. Ladies really love us. Haters always run up and they try to fucking shove us. But when we tell them bluff up, we turn fighters into runners. Come around here, get done up, you know we on the come up. Woken from a slumber, boy, don't give your girl my number. And you ain't never heard nothing like this. A little bit low, little high pitch. And you ain't never heard nothing like us. But everywhere we go, man, everybody knows. Nah, you ain't never heard nothing like this. A little bit low, little high pitch. And you ain't never heard nothing like us. But everywhere we go, man, everybody knows it's us. It's like I'm looking for a rival. Been thumbing through my lyrics like they were verses in the Bible. Rehearsing the verse like every single line was vital. You do this shit for fun while I do it for survival. I'm coming out hot like the bullet from a rifle. I'm headed to the top, boy, I think I'll take the title. I'm entitled to this throne and I've been waiting quite a while. Been talking behind my back, but your girl, she likes my style. I'll add it to the list, then I'll throw her on the pile. Come in with a poker face and leave you with a smile. You came to face the facts, but you're all still in denial. Throw it on the vinyl like you have missed my raps. Haven't heard that one in a while, bitch. And you ain't never heard nothing like this. A little bit low, little high pitch. And you ain't never heard nothing like us. But everywhere we go, man, everybody knows. Nah, you ain't never heard nothing like this. A little bit low, little high pitch. And you ain't never heard nothing like us. But everywhere we go, man, everybody knows it's us. Everybody knows it's us. Everybody knows it's us. Yeah. Every morning seems just the same old routine. Blowing trees, writing these bars, line after line, mining for a diamond, but a dime is what I find. Hiding from the truth by simply coasting through these hard times with green, even though I'm feeling blue. But I gotta face the facts, girl, you know that it's true. And maybe what I'm supposed to do is not to get so close to you. But these days the only things that seem great are fading away. And the only time I feel home is when I'm alone or far away. But the road call says the wind blows. 10 missed calls on my flip phone, so it stays closed. Staring out my window while my mind slowly goes off into my headphones. Hoping that the dough will be worth it for the show, but who knows?
Yeah, let's go and roll it up, blow it all away. No sense in growing up, we laugh like kids all day. And there's nothing you can say that will ever make us change, no. We're never gonna change.
And day after day is just the same old thing. Working class life, and yes, it surely will bring a food to the table and a roof when it rains. But for the most part, you're just doing the same thing. A part of a machine with the ball and a chain. You try to be happy, yet all you feel is pain. It's a shame to use your brain and know that some will never change. But if insanity's the game, then you can take my hand and play. Life has a rhythm that I ride to, and you can come along if you would like to. And I can show you what it's like to walk in my shoes, to learn how to love just like I do. Look me in the eye and you will find truth. I'm testifying to the lying in my mic booth. And you're hating on me cause I ain't like you. And I ain't like you.
Yeah, let's go and roll it up, blow it all away. No sense in growing up, we laugh like kids all day. And there's nothing you can say that will ever make us change, no. We're never gonna change. Yo, my life is like a movie that nobody's producing. I write the music but nobody is moving, cause don't nobody care and everyone's confused. And the characters change and never reaching a conclusion. And I don't know if I'll make it to the end, cause all I know is after we begin, the wind shifts us in many different directions. Like the pen lifts up off the paper, disconnected from anything we can feel, hear and see. And the words that I write mean something more than just to me. It's amazing that we've all grown accustomed to change, cause we can rearrange a pattern that's always been ingrained. They want us to grow up and stop acting how we want. But if you tell me I can't do something, I'll make sure it gets done. Yeah, let's go and roll it up, blow it all away. No sense in growing up, we laugh like kids all day. And there's nothing you can say that will ever make us change, no. We're never gonna change.
WTF Nation Radio.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
And we are live, and today is Tuesday the 8th. Welcome, everybody, welcome. It is nice to see y'all. I am happy to be here, and my man Pookie is here today.
Hey.
There we go. It is a beautiful day in paradise. I have snow. How about you?
It's 80 degrees out. Well, it was 80 degrees out today. It's gotten a little cooler, but I'm wearing a shirt and some shorts and some
Oh,
tennis shoes. I'm liking it.
oh, you suck, man. No, man. If I act a little itchy today, it's because, well, like I said, it's snowing. And when I say snowing, it's been snowing all day, and it, yeah, does tend to affect the bones a little bit. Part about being an old man. Hey, Bailey. Hey, Ross. Good to see y'all. Excuse me. Hey, Casey. Everyone, I'm happy to be here. And today is a good day to be alive. Amen. So, any words of wisdom you got for anybody today?
Nothing off the top of my head. I'll think of something later.
Cool. Well, excuse me, and I will be coughing on occasion because this does affect me a little bit. Well, hello, Rhonda. Good to see you. Geez, we got some new names, some new people. I'm happy to see y'all. Today we have a choice, and I'm going to put it right out there right away. I'm going to see how everybody feels about it. Today is the president is going to be going live, and I do have the ability to pull it in and we can watch it, or we can go on with the show. And that's at the top of the hour. It's not now, okay? So I want you all to think about it, because somewhere around 45 minutes from now, I'm going to ask you what you want to do. I know some people may want to watch it, and some people just sit there and go, you know, that I'm listening to you because I don't want to listen to him, and that's cool, okay?
Yep.
So we're going to pass that along to everybody. Think about it, and again, I want your input. Geez, you know, I'm just watching all these new names. Excuse me. Hey, Samantha, good to see you. Dang. And yes, the front desk is going to kind of keep count. So chime in a little bit. I mean, if we're having a good flow and y'all just want to sit here and putz around and play, more power to you. I'm happy to be up today because, well, Windows did another update. Did you catch that, Pookie?
No, I don't have a system.
Oh, that's right. Well, Windows decided to do an update, and it actually messed around with the computer a little bit today. I was not
Doesn't it
happy.
always?
Yeah, it happens. You're right. But I was not happy about it.
I don't normally use Windows, and I played around with Windows 10 for a little bit, and I was like, this is disgusting. It made my skin crawl, so yeah.
It has its disadvantages, and it has its advantages. If you want to use certain systems, you kind of gotta. And so, yeah, it's messed up. And hello, Monica and Brian. I'm sad to hear that you feel the need to articulate and swear in the room. Everybody say, we're sad for you, Brian. And hello, Amanda Booth. Hello, Stephen. It is, you know, holidays are over. So I'm going to give my after-holiday briefing. If you are having problems, and I say this, if you are having depression problems, please think. Is this a physical issue, or is it a emotional issue? If it's a physical issue, what do we say to that, Pookie?
I don't remember.
Vitamin D.
Oh, yeah, vitamin D. Vitamin C helps too.
Vitamin C helps the immune system. Vitamin D specifically helps with the absorption of many things during the winter, because you need vitamin D to help absorb calcium. It also helps some of the nutrients that help keep you up. So, and I'm not going to get into the particulars about that. I'm just saying. So, the thought is, go get some vitamin D it may help you. And also, they have those red lamps. That's actually what they do, is they help you. It's kind of a vitamin D lamp. It helps your body. You absorb that vitamin D, and it helps your body process. So, again, it's in January. Those of you who are my brothers and sisters who are in the northern part of the United States or elsewhere where it is snowing or cold and not so much sunny like Pookie has, I am so jealous.
I love it down here.
I know you do. I know you were so looking forward to getting down there, and now I just know you're basking in it. You know. Hey, Chris, how you doing? A 14-year-old girl killed herself today in the town where I am at. I don't get any sun during the winter in Ohio, so I understand. You're right. Okay, Chris, this is it. Okay. In the northern states, a lot of people go through depression. It's winter aphasia. Okay. And it is actually a problem. So, do yourself a favor. Go get vitamin D. Go get in red lamps if you can find them. My gym has them. There are those tanning spas that have red lamp booths. Okay? Go do it. You will find it helps. Okay? Because truthfully, very truthfully, your body does not absorb a lot of things if it doesn't get vitamin D. I didn't want to harp on this, but today is reminding me, because like I says, I'm kind of feeling the old bone itch because of the yeah. Because of the
I
winter
know where you're coming
through.
from with that. I know when there's a storm coming, because I'm like, ooh, my knees are hurting. Ah.
Exactly. And see, with me, unfortunately, it's not just my knees. I get it up my spine. So it is, and yes, Chris, that's what I talk about. Understand, for those of you who haven't really been around me that long, I'm an alternative thinking person. I'm a shaman. And so therefore, I talk about the things that we know about, but sometimes people kind of just throw it away and think, oh, it is what it. No, people do have problems during winter. Personally, I don't, but as far as that goes, as far as my pain, that's a whole nother issue.
I usually just, like, if I'm feeling kind of mopey, I get myself out into the sun for maybe an hour or two, and I feel a hell of a lot better.
And see, that's what people normally would do. Hey, how you doing, William? Good to see you here too. So, again, vitamin D is important. Get it. And if you can, on top of the vitamin D, those red lamps do help. Okay? I don't advise UV lights, those tanning booths, only because I can't. I get skin cancer real easy, my friends. I end up with nice little blotches that they have to cut out, and that just isn't fun. So I kind of back off from getting in the UV stuff. I can't even get out in the sun for any real length of time, and that was a real bitch when I went to Hawaii. So, things to think about. Do yourselves favors. And also, think about your friends. If you know someone who seems like they go kind of down a little bit during January, February, March, seek them out and say, hey, do you take extra vitamin D? Or, hey, do you know where there's those red lamps are around? Go. Let's take care of our brothers and sisters, okay, everybody? Just reminding you. Okay, now that we're past the holidays, we don't have to quite worry about people wanting to get in and rip us off. But if you feel like you're still getting packages, hey, I saw that neat glitter box. Have you seen, you remember me talking about that?
Yes, the glitter bomb that had the fart spray in it.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
Yeah, that's what happens when you screw with an engineer.
Exactly, right? YouTube it. It is funny as heck. And the thing is, he actually sells this stuff. I don't know what for, but it can't be cheap because what's he got 4 phones to it?
Oh, you can get 4 burner phones cheap.
That's true. And Joseph, You know, yeah. Joseph says, you know what helps with depression? A Harley, a loud one.
Yeah, I guess that works.
I love it.
Mhm.
And you know that, yeah, and someone saying, "Yeah, I'm a little depressed after Christmas, looking at my bank account." Yeah,
Don't worry, tax season's coming up. You'll be all right.
exactly. There you go. And that's the way to look forward. We're here to be positive today. We're here to think positive thoughts and to be positive with each other today. I love y'all, and I want to hear from you. Remember, get your thoughts out as far as, do you want to keep the show going, or do you want me to plug in the president? It's your choice. I'm not going to hamper if that's what you want to watch. And we'll go from there. That's an interesting... Okay, there we go. Weird. Okay, apologize. I love computer stuff. I really do. It just loves to pop up and just do stuff out of the blue. Okay, that was fun. All right. Anyway, so after saying that, and William, hey, cool. You're right. Anything that makes you extremely happy can help cure depression. Okay?
That's why I love video games so much.
Exactly. Okay. I'm going to be, after my oops today, like I said, Windows did a neat upgrade and messed with some drivers. I was going to try to just stream a Skyrim today, and that didn't work so well. But I'm going to do it tomorrow because I figured it all out.
Oh, that's sweet. I'm going to have to watch it. You got to let me know, man, so I can jump in there.
No problem, man. And that's just it. Sometimes just watching stuff. I try to stream. I'm trying to be not stressful. I do not want to sit there news media. Okay? I am not the person out there who's going to tell you about how you should think or how you should feel. You feel how you feel and you think how you think, and that's the way it is, my friends. And there, if you need to do something other than what you're doing, you know what? Go on and check out. They're streaming all over the place. Stuff that will take your mind off it. Okay? I do that. Go check me out at my Facebook. John Al, look me up. People send me shares all the time, and you will see stuff, retro gaming, and if you go to my page, you will also see me put stuff like Little Kittens videos there. Why?
Kittens make people happy.
There you go. It makes people happy. I mean, come on. If you're sitting there during an appointment at the VA, and you have all these people that are sneezing and feeling crappy, and they're just putting out some really heavy vibes, okay? It's really hard not to sink into that. So, pull up my page and watch a couple of the Little Kitten stuff.
That's what I'm trying to do this year. Is like last year I posted a lot of very political stuff on my personal page, and this year I'm like, you know what, I'm done seeing this. I'm just gonna find the funniest things that make people happy, and just post it.
Exactly. And that's what we need to do to each other, is remind each other to be happy. I don't sit there and tell you, you have to be happy. I just give you the exactly. I just put something out there that hopefully makes you smile. And if it makes you smile, it's done its job. Because that's one moment during the day you were able to smile. And if you see someone who looks like they could use a smile, pull up your phone and say, hey, look at this one. And you'll see little kittens purring. and you will see little kittens peeking out of bib overall pockets. Okay? Why kittens? Because that's what I get sent a lot of. I even have an
Kittens and unicorns.
Go ahead, what?
No, I said kittens and unicorns.
Kittens and unicorns. There you go. I do kittens. I even get some otters in there. Sometimes some dogs. The whole idea is be happy. And Amanda, you know, I won't go that far, but you know, it is hard to want to move forward and to feel like you're succeeding if you don't do something that makes you happy. William, you know, he says, it's like when I play basketball. I'm so deep in the game with my thoughts, heart, and body, I completely forget about the difficulties in life for the entire game. It's an escape. Okay, I'll go with that, okay? I personally don't like endorsing escapism too much, but I try to endorse finding ways to keep yourself from sinking in to depression. Roddy, and strippers. Comedy is good for it, and so is strippers.
Yeah, I guess strippers will make people happy, I guess.
You know, that's just it. That's what I'm trying to do here today. I want to help you smile. I'll talk to you, point out that you're in the room, say hey to you. For those of you that don't know, and I apologize, tonight I'm not able to monitor Mixer just because the technical difficulties of possibly pulling up the president means I had to switch some stuff around my monitors that I normally do. And I have to free up a little bit of internet space to do a live stream if I do it. And in all that neat back and forth, that kind of happened. Where I can't watch Mixer. And please, don't understand, I have someone watching Mixer. And he's going to tell me if I need to say hey to someone, or if I should say hey to someone, or someone brought up a good point. So please don't think I'm leaving y'all out, okay? So I'm just informing you so we can roll with it. Let's roll with the punches and enjoy the night. Okay. Oh, hey, you know, John, you're right about depression. Okay, I try not to get too deep into this type of stuff. That's why I say come to my page. I work with depression. Not meaning I have it, I work with it. I used to have PTSD. I had my own problems. I know ways to help, and I have things that do. So if you feel that if you feel that you're ready for help, come look me up. And if I can't help, I'm not beyond saying I can't, you know, I'm going to send you to WTF, or I'll even call up one of my friends who, if I feel that there's something else that may help you, and we'll talk about it, and I'll get you to them, okay? I believe in trying to get away from medicine that is prescribed by the VA. I'm not a doctor, I'm a minister, okay? The VA, all they can do is give you medicine. Although they have a mandate to get you away from it, that's going pretty
Well, that's what I straight up told the VA. I was like, I don't want anything narcotic. And they know that. It's written right there. That as soon as the doctor sees me, it's written there right at the top. No narcotics. All right, cool. That's the way I want it.
Oh, gee, here we go. Rotec, we are unsupervised.
Okay. Burn the house down. Go for it.
Hey, man, have some fun in there, man, while our parents are gone. I love it. Mixer, they're going to throw a party since I'm not monitoring. Party, party, party. You know, and that's the whole idea. Let's have some fun, okay? But again, things are going to go on now. during this winter time. Usually things really don't get better until March, April. The sun comes out a little bit more. You can, you maybe don't have as much snow on the ground. It's not quite as cold. You can go out and do things. That's a good part, okay? But because of depression, the VA likes to prescribe medicine. And like Pookie says, he's not a medicine boy. Neither am I, okay? Opiates is a big no-no to me. And it's not because I'm telling you not to do it. It's because I made the decision a long time ago, because all it does to me is mask the pain, and not very well at that.
Yeah, there's alternate ways to get around pain. Definitely.
Exactly. And Pookie, he knows these, and so do I. You come to my page or you come to WTF, we talk about stuff like that. Okay? With me, I talk about things like guided meditations, and that may sound pretty hokey, but, well, Pookie, are they hokey?
No, it works. Meditation works. It's a legit way to calm yourself down if you're feeling a certain kind of way, or you're just trying to get your brain focused on something, I've been doing meditation. I learned that from, actually, the Army taught me it during like an anger management course.
Exactly. And that's it. And someone pointed out in the room, was it Amanda? Medicine causes more problems than it helps. I won't go that far, but medication has side effects. Simple as that, my friends. And when I at first became disabled, you realize, Pook, I was on over 15 medications. And not just once a day either, okay? It was I was in excruciating pain. And the sad part is, some of the medications were prescribed for some of the side effects of the other medications.
Yeah, that's the way it works. That's how they get you. I honestly think, this is my personal opinion, though, but I think the pharmacy companies kind of want that. It's money in their pocket at that point.
Well, and I don't disagree with you. Oh, and who said that? Michelle? Hey, if you can ship, go ahead and put my Facebook page up again. It's if you do a search on me, John Owl, OWL. That's me. In fact, here, let me do something real quick. If you just tap on there, if you tap on my what showed up in the room, that's me, and it'll take you to my page. You can message me. Okay, I talk alternatives. I'm a big proponent of low dose naltrexone. I think everybody's heard me preach about that, haven't they, Pokey?
Yeah, you've told me all about it too, and I've been very interested in it.
Amanda, most medications shut down immune systems. Okay, here's a neat little thing. If you want to know what your medication, if it's going to affect your immune system, it's going to do, say, one of two things. It's either going to say, before you take this medication, get tested for TB. Okay, that's one indicator. It's probably an immune system killer. And the other one, what's the other indicator? Talk to your doctor for this medication, or talk to your doctor if you think you may have an infection before you start this medication. Those are the two big indicators that those medications are immune system killers. Okay? When I say that, I really mean it. And yes, Amanda, I know because I'm actually on a medication to help my immune system out because of immune system killing. Okay? I'm not going to get into it because I've gotten into it many times, but I'm going to quickly say, 4 years ago, a little over 4 years ago, I was told I was going to die because my immune system was just so bad. They said one more time. If I caught pneumonia, I wouldn't make it through. They weren't going to be able to help me. No medicine was working. So, just so you know, I understand it. and I preach about this stuff to you guys. Be aware. Advocate for yourself. Make sure you know. And if you don't know, find someone who knows what that is or what it does. The pharmacists, you know, when they sit there and say, do you want a pharmaceutical counseling? Say yes. Go talk to them and ask them, does this medication have the ability to hurt my immune system? And when I say that, I'm really, really serious because, Pookie and I have talked about this, okay, and we've talked about it a lot. Medication, it can do nasty things to you, and it will. Patience around. Doctors don't order you around, but they're very good at telling you need something. Okay? It's simple as that.
Uh-huh.
They're very good at telling you need something, and they'll give you a very good list of reasons they want you on something. And unless you can come back with, tell you what, I want to research it, or tell you what, I already know about that, and what are you going to do about my immune system when it crashes? Because you want to know what my doctor wanted to do? He wanted to put me on even harsher medication that would have killed my immune system that was already dead. Even though he was telling me that if I caught pneumonia again, I was going to die. Figure that one out, huh? Okay. So, and again, I cough. It's not because I'm sick. It's because I have allergies, and when you have to close up the house, indoor stuff gets you. Anyway, and you know, I hope I haven't been being too negative here. I'm trying to push advocacy. Have I been negative, Pookie?
No.
Okay. If I have, please tell me. You're allowed to say, John, shut the hell up. And and Linda, okay, I'm going to tell you something. Enbrel is an immune system killer. How do I know this? I'm on it. That's the medicine that got me, babe.
That's the biological for arthritis, ain't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, those things are really nasty for the immune system.
Yes, any biologics. Now, mind you, I take Enbrel. I do take it. But I'm on something to counter the worst side effect to me. Okay? And Heidi, yes, okay, thank you, I'm fine. Good, they're saying I'm not being too negative. Thank you very much. If you are, I can speak for medications that I know. Okay, yes, Linda, it will work. Don't get me wrong, it works great for me. But it destroyed my immune system over some years. Okay? So you have to be aware of that and start looking for things that will help your immune system out. Because if you don't do that, if you don't prepare now, wait until you end up like I did. Okay? Someone would catch a cold. My wife would not even catch it, but it got into, in other words, she was a carrier. I'd catch a cold, and within less than a week, I would have pneumonia. Guarantee you, it would. I caught pneumonia 4 times in 1 year. They said one more time, my lungs wouldn't make it through. They'd have to hospitalize me, and he said the likelihood is I'd die in the hospital. Because my immune system wasn't strong enough to fight, even with medication. I mean, can you imagine trying to fight off pneumonia and have to take 3 rounds of antibiotics? 30 days. And it barely made it out the other side. That's how bad I was, okay? And John, you're right. It's short-term versus long-term. Well, the Enbrel long-term works on the joints. Long-term, it also kills your immune system. So you have to be aware. So Linda, yeah, look up. And if you want, go to my page and we'll talk about it. I'll tell you about low dose and how it works. I'll send you a page that it'll explain it all. And be your own advocate. Then enough said. I'm not going to keep harping on it. I think I've gone on probably a little too long about this. Only because it's a sore point with me. I think we need to be our own advocates. We are told to listen to doctors. We are told to care that they are knowledgeable, but they are fallible, and they do not always know everything. And even when they do, sometimes their hands are tied. Okay? They can't prescribe you some things that would help you because of the way the medical system works. Okay? That being said, okay, Linda had for 3 years. No problem, Linda. I care. I have arthritis, like I said. Okay, why don't we have a little bit of fun? Shoot. What's this one? I'm going to go and look for a fun story. Page. Oh, there we go. My favorites. Florida man story. Gee, Pookie, you're in Florida. Florida man arrested for shoplifting after his job interview.
I believe it.
A young man in Florida went to a job interview at Kohl's on December 5th and decided to pick up a little something for Mom on his way out. The only problem is he didn't pay for the shoes he got her. In fact, the Hernando County Sheriff's Office arrested him as he approached his car in the parking lot. Deputies identified the suspect shoplifter as a 24-year-old Dominic Breedlove. He was taken to the county detention center and charged with retail theft. His bond was set at $500, and he was not hired by Kohl's. Imagine that. Oh, God.
The guy's got a set of brass balls on him. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, right? Investigators said a loss prevention employee spotted Breedlove canvassing the shoe department after his interview. After finding a pair without a security tag, he went to his car to receive a Kohl's bag from a previous purchase. When he got back inside the store, he picked up a pair of Nikes and went to the customer service line. Deputies said the line was long, so Breedlove returned to the shoe department. That's when he allegedly bagged an $80 pair of women's Nike Air Bella TR shoes and $70. Okay, authorities said Breedlove headed straight for the exit without making an attempt to pay for the shoes. Law enforcement was already outside waiting for him. God. I love it. Nobody said, and this reinforces what I always say. Thieves, people who want to do ill, are not always the smartest.
The ones who get caught aren't always the smartest.
Excuse me. I mean, come on, people. If you want to go in and get hired, you don't go and steal from the place you want to get hired from. Oh.
He could have made so much more money.
Right? I mean, geez. You have to wonder. Oh. People are fun. People, I mean... Hey, Luke, it's good to see you, by the way. Oh, people. Okay, during the break, I'm looking at my list. 2 songs are going to be played by Luke. Were played by Luke. The first one and the third one. Just so you know. So Luke's in the room. If you like his music, in fact, the song that I was doing my thing to, that's Luke's song. Okay, give him some love.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Luke and I talk to each other on at least a weekly basis. He's going to help me out, come up with some mellow music for some meditations. So he's really cool. He's trying to make his way through the world one strum at a time, you know. So give him some love. Tell him if you like his music, and go to his page. Talk to him. If you like his music, he'll tell you how to get some of it. That's not me trying to advertise as much as I'm trying to tell people, if you like what you hear, there it is. And speaking of, if you like what you hear from me, please share. I love it if you would share me to some of your friends. Let's try to pass along the happiness and positivity of the world. And cheers to Luke. Oh, cool. I like it. See, Luke, this is what I like to see. Everybody being positive to everybody. You know, everybody in this room, I enjoy seeing the way you guys talk to each other. And, hey, by the way, in Mixer, don't throw too much of a party in there. I don't want to hear that it got burned down.
The roof is on fire.
I meander that, right? No, man, everything is always good. And we're always happy here. I love you guys. So no, just let's keep it going. Let's be happy with each other, and we'll keep it real, as they say.
Say no to negativity.
Exactly. No to negativity. So, while we're doing that, here we go. I got another story for everybody. Polk deputies looking for man who shoved foot-long sandwich down his pants.
He wishes.
Okay. Lakeland, Florida. The Polk County Sheriff's Office is searching for a sandwich thief who they say shoved a foot-long sub down his pants. The crime happened back in November at the Marathon gas station at Pipkin Road in Lakeland, Florida. Another Florida man.
Oh, God, of course.
Deputies are still searching for the man seen in surveillance footage. Hey, Pookie, is that you without a beard?
No, well, I mean, unless I grew mine overnight, man.
Okay, all right. According to the post on Sheriff's Office Facebook, the man went into the gas station around 8:45 p.m. and concealed a foot-long sandwich in the front of his pants. Now, stop right there. We know what you are thinking. Please resist. This is a respectable Facebook page. We are just reporting the facts. The Sheriff's Office wrote, "Too bad it wasn't a hot sandwich. That would have provided instant karma to the pilferer."
Shove a hot meatball sandwich down.
We hope to identify this suspect so he can be caught and pay for his crime, the officer said. This should also serve as a notice to all that as to why you do not take food from a stranger. You don't know where it's been. I love it. And thank you, William, for sharing. I appreciate it. I appreciate anybody who wants to share and get the love out there. Excuse me. You know, again, we go back to what makes people do stuff like this.
I mean, I mean, maybe he was broke and he was super hungry. I could understand that, but from the looks of the picture,
He doesn't look broke.
he don't. No, he don't. He just wanted to steal a sandwich.
And that's just it. And I'm going to say this, okay? I'm not Republican. I'm not Democrat. I'm not a hippie. I believe in the Constitution, and we right now have a good job rate, a good economy. Okay, that's the reason I poke fun at people who do things like this, because at this point, if you want a job, it's out there.
Oh, I see now hiring signs everywhere.
Right.
Everywhere.
You know, and that's just it. People no longer need to be stealing. There are jobs everywhere now. I mean, excuse me, I really hate doing that. There are jobs everywhere, and I mean everywhere at this point. If you can't find a job, there is something going on with you. I mean, either you're, and I have to know, I know, some people, their standards are too high, and some people, I've heard it all. I've heard people say, well, you know, I'd have to make minimum wage, and that means I'd have to work 2 or 3 jobs. Fine, work 2 or 3 jobs. That's what people used to do.
My mom did it to raise us, man. I mean,
Exactly,
that's the way
right?
she had to work 2 full-time jobs. I mean, she busted her ass to make sure we had food on the table.
And that's just it, okay? People, the expectations that have been put on a lot of younger kids is, if you go for your dream job and it'll work itself out. The problem is going with the dream job doesn't always work itself out. And sometimes getting the dream job means you take a crap job until you get to your dream job so that you can pay the bills.
What's his name? Mike Lowe, the Dirty Jobs guy.
Yeah.
He says the same thing all the time. The biggest misconception that we give kids is go look for work the job that you love, do what you love, and that's a big misconception. Do what you hate. Sometimes he said, because you can work your way to where you need to go.
Exactly. And it also gives you more incentive so that you realize that, okay, I want to go for this really great job. And I'm in a sucky job. So I am going to make sure I know what it takes to really make this job my life.
I tell people all the time, embrace the suck. Just embrace it. Because one day it'll get better.
Exactly. And that's just it. You know, what's Branco fall to a big mill town? They all went to China, and honestly, you have to earn your dream job. Exactly. I believe in earning the dream job. Okay? My son has a dream job, but he knew that he needed to do something other than that until he could get there. And that's what he
got to work your way up.
Exactly.
Got to work your way up.
Exactly. He knows it's going to, because I said, okay, I will pay for 2 years, or I will pay for some education. I will pay, because my son is autistic, so I had to. At that point, I made sure he could get a job. He went for a trade, 2 trades as a matter of fact, so that he could get a job that he will pay him until he can pay for the college that gets him.
There you go.
You know, that's what it takes.
I tell people that all the time. If you want to go to college, don't take a loan. Go to a trade school, take a loan. Work that trade school loan off, and then when you start making $70,000, $80,000 a year, then you pursue your education field, and you always have that trade to fall back on if something happens.
Yeah. And Doc is saying, I'm looking for work down here, but there isn't much if you're not bilingual. I still apply to everything. You know, and that's sad. I've heard people say that before, that some places you have to be bilingual. Um,
I'm gonna give you all a little bit of advice. It's this free app on the Google Play Store. I don't know if it's on Apple, but it's called Duolingo, right?
yeah,
You can learn any language you want to. All you gotta do is spend 30 minutes a day and just do little courses. It helped me kind of refresh my German because it's kind of I learned German when I was a little young from my great grandmother, some words, and it helped me refresh my German a little bit to where like I can hear it and maybe understand a little. It's like chicken scratch to me, but still, I mean, it works. You can learn Spanish in a year just doing that.
yeah, and that's just it. And Amanda, you're right. People say there are no jobs. It's not true. There are jobs that you just don't want to do, and they probably pay more. And they're right. I mean, how many people think my lifetime goal is to go work in insurance? It
But
may,
but some people just fall into it and they pursue it and they become managers, general managers, and they make a good living doing it.
and that's just it. See, my wife, she had thoughts of where she wanted to go, but she fell into the insurance gig and she's been in it for a long time now. Okay? It pays good. You wouldn't think about that it would, but it does. There are all sorts of jobs out there. You just have to be open-minded about it. Well, we're getting to that point where I guess I have to ask, um, and I do you guys really want to watch the president, or you just want to keep going and enjoy the conversation? I'm going to ask you your opinion, Mr. Pookie.
To be honest, I really don't care because I'm going to hear about it all day tomorrow. So I mean, that's really up to the audience at this point.
Okay. All right, people. This is the last call, unless I see a big outstanding outcry of, oh God, we have to watch this man tonight. I say, let's just drive on and I'm sorry, we all know we can turn around and we can watch TV. Okay?
Trust me, you're going to hear about it tomorrow, anyways. So I mean,
I'm hearing 50-50. From what is being said, it's kind of 50-50. My people are saying maybe I can make fun of it while it's going live. Well, let me see. Uh,
it'll be huge, huge. I'm telling you, it's going to be huge, and it's going to be fantastic. So fantastic that like it'll be fantastic.
right? It'll be huge. It'll be great. It'll be wonderful. Oh, people. Let's see. Live stream is coming soon. Okay. So I'm watching it if it comes on during the break, I'll try to preempt. Um, just so you know. And I do actually have it set up so that you'll actually see me and you'll actually be able to hear me. So
Commentation.
yeah, we can have a little bit of fun with this. If the countdown is right, I don't know if it's right. Um, I don't know what the countdown is going to be as far as it going live. You know, and I don't even know if it's going to work. I tried and it seemed to work. So cross my fingers here. When the time comes, I will have to refer to my computer for a second or two, and then I'll be able to bring it in. Okay. Um, it will be a great speech. It will be the biggest speech there ever was on record. You will all
Huge.
be very aware of it. You will love it. I'm
Man, I wish
sorry.
I could be my own hype man though sometimes, man. I mean, I have no problem with the guy, but
I have
sometimes he hypes himself up too much.
I have to give him credit. He does hype things up, and I have to give him credit for that. Okay. Um, It's not. He's trying, and I'm not saying I'm for or against him. Okay, but the fact is, he's trying.
He is kind of the pilot flying this country right now. So if you want him to crash and burn, man, you go ahead with that. Man, I don't want to see that.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I like him for the fact that he's not establishment. That I mean, I truly love him for that. He is non-establishment. And you can tell he truly cares about us. Okay, and to me, that's important. Um, if I thought that he had ulterior motives and he didn't care, you would hear me singing a whole different song about him. Democrat, Republican, does not matter. Yeah, Trump seems to be excited about everything. He really believes what he's saying, which is why it's fun to watch him. You're right. He truly does. When people like that talk, you have to appreciate the fact that they're giving their all for us. We may not like his policies all the time. I don't, but I don't dislike them either. He's trying to do what we need, and I think we have to take that into consideration. So, that's kind of where I go on this. Anyway, I'm going to let the show go to break. And like I said, if I'm sitting down and it goes to his speech, at that point I'll cut in. And, well, remember, the first and the third song are Luke's. Give him a shout out and give him some love, everybody. And I'll talk to you after about, let me see. Let's say 8 minutes. Good to go?
I'm good.
All right. Shots.
Too hot to handle, I'm a countryman now. Get your fill now, cause the contraband's out. Yankee boy, no, I ain't from the South. But if you're talking to me, you better watch your mouth. Lit up like a stove, I'm a country campfire. Best of the best and the rest you can't find. Chillin' with blues, rock and roll, and cheap wine. That's how the story's told, so it goes through the grapevine. Keep me drinking this whiskey, leave my head banging like an 808. Living this life seems risky, but it's the only way left to escape. Mama keeps saying she'll miss me, can't blame her for all my hate. Keep me drinking this whiskey until the day that I'm laying in my grave. I'm telling you, man, you know this real shit's hard. Work a full-time job, I'm still stuck in a box. Breaking my back, trying to save up the stack. But every time I go forward, man, I just go back. I need new strings and the homies in jail. I put money on his books, but he's still gonna fail. Kids support's high and it's half-ass due. I don't like to spend cash if I know I'ma lose. I got no time like you seem to do. I'd rather spend my money, get my kids some shoes. I made mistakes just like we all do. It's time to pay for my crimes, man, I'll pay my dues. Keep me drinking this whiskey, leave my head banging like an 808.
Living this life seems risky, but it's the only way left to escape. Mama keeps saying she'll miss me, can't blame her for all my hate. Keep me drinking this whiskey until the day that I'm laying in my grave.
Spend my life in the mountains of East Tennessee. Days on the farm, it just comes naturally. Daylight to dark is not for the typical man. Just a backwoods country boy, proud of who I am. Proud of who I am. Proud of who well, this is my rifle, this is my gun. Let's get 'em, boys, come on and get you some. Let's get you some. And I'll fire all my rounds downrange till the enemy hits the sand. Yes, sir, I knew exactly what I was doing when I swore to Uncle Sam. If you don't like the way I'm living, just remember that it's for you. I'm a redneck camel wearing son of a gun for the red, white, and blue. Red, white, and blue. Pack my bags, headed out to the big sandbox. Just some good old boys and me, some medicine night. Well, the price of freedom, son, it don't come free. I guess that's why the good Lord chose me. This here's my rifle, this here's my gun. Let's get 'em, boys, come on and get you some. Let's get you some. And I'll fire all my rounds downrange till the enemy hits the sand. Yes, sir, I knew exactly what I was doing when I swore to Uncle Sam. If you don't like the way I'm living, just remember that it's for you. I'm a redneck camel wearing son of a gun. I'm a redneck camel wearing son of a gun for the red, white, and blue. Red, white, and blue.
And Hispanic Americans. Our southern border is a pipeline for vast quantities of illegal drugs, including meth, heroin, cocaine, and fentanyl. Every week, 300 of our citizens are killed by heroin alone, 90% of which floods across from our southern border. More Americans will die from drugs this year than were killed in the entire Vietnam War. In the last 2 years, ICE officers made 266,000 arrests of aliens with criminal records, including those charged or convicted of 100,000 assaults, 30,000 sex crimes, and 4,000 violent killings. Over the years, thousands of Americans have been brutally killed by those who illegally entered our country, and thousands more lives will be lost if we don't act right now. This is a humanitarian crisis, a crisis of the heart and a crisis of the soul. Last month, 20,000 migrant children were illegally brought into the United States, a dramatic increase. These children are used as human pawns by vicious coyotes and ruthless gangs. 1 in 3 women are sexually assaulted on the dangerous trek up through Mexico. Women or children are the biggest victims, by far, of our broken system. This is the tragic reality of illegal immigration on our southern border. This is the cycle of human suffering that I am determined to end. My administration has presented Congress with a detailed proposal to secure the border and stop the criminal gangs, drug smugglers, and human traffickers. It's a tremendous problem. Our proposal was developed by law enforcement professionals and border agents at the Department of Homeland Security. These are the resources they have requested to properly perform their mission and keep America safe. In fact, safer than ever before. The proposal from Homeland Security includes cutting-edge technology for detecting drugs, weapons, illegal contraband, and many other things. We have requested more agents, immigration judges, and bed space to process the sharp rise in unlawful migration fueled by our very strong economy. Our plan also contains an urgent request for humanitarian assistance and medical support. Furthermore, we have asked Congress to close border security loopholes so that illegal immigrant children can be safely and humanely returned back home. Finally, as part of an overall approach to border security, law enforcement professionals have requested $5.7 billion for a physical barrier. At the request of Democrats, it will be a steel barrier rather than a concrete wall. This barrier is absolutely critical to border security. It's also what our professionals at the border want and need. This is just common sense. The border wall would very quickly pay for itself. The cost of illegal drugs exceeds $500 billion a year, vastly more than the $5.7 billion we have requested from Congress. The wall will also be paid for indirectly by the great new trade deal we have made with Mexico. Senator Chuck Schumer, who you will be hearing from later tonight, has repeatedly supported a physical barrier in the past, along with many other Democrats. They changed their mind only after I was elected president. Democrats in Congress have refused to acknowledge the crisis, and they have refused to provide our brave border agents with the tools they desperately need to protect our families and our nation. The federal government remains shut down for one reason, and one reason only, because Democrats will not fund border security. My administration is doing everything in our power to help those impacted by the situation. But the only solution is for Democrats to pass a spending bill that defends our borders and reopens the government. This situation could be solved in a 45-minute meeting. I have invited congressional leadership to the White House tomorrow to get this done. Hopefully, we can rise above partisan politics in order to support national security. Some have suggested a barrier is immoral. Then why do wealthy politicians build walls, fences, and gates around their homes? They don't build walls because they hate the people on the outside, but because they love the people on the inside. The only thing that is immoral is the politicians to do nothing and continue to allow more innocent people to be so horribly victimized. America's heart broke the day after Christmas when a young police officer in California was savagely murdered in cold blood by an illegal alien who just came across the border. The life of an American hero was stolen by someone who had no right to be in our country. Day after day, precious lives are cut short by those who have violated our borders. In California, an Air Force veteran was raped, murdered, and beaten to death with a hammer by an illegal alien with a long criminal history. In Georgia, an illegal alien was recently charged with murder for killing, beheading, and dismembering his neighbor. In Maryland, MS-13 gang members who arrived in the United States as unaccompanied minors were arrested and charged last year after viciously stabbing and beating a 16-year-old girl. Over the last several years, I've met with dozens of families whose loved ones were stolen by illegal immigration. I've held the hands of the weeping mothers and embraced the grief-stricken fathers. So sad, so terrible. I will never forget the pain in their eyes, the tremble in their voices, and the sadness gripping their souls. How much more American blood must we shed before Congress does its job? To those who refuse to compromise in the name of border security, I would ask, imagine if it was your child, your husband, or your wife whose life was so cruelly shattered and totally broken. To every member of Congress, pass a bill that ends this crisis. To every citizen, call Congress and tell them to finally, after all of these decades, secure our border. This is a choice between right and wrong, justice and injustice. This is about whether we fulfill our sacred duty to the American citizens we serve. When I took the oath of office, I swore to protect our country, and that is what I will always do. So help me God. Thank you and good night.
Well, what do you think, Pookie?
He put the point down, man.
I hope so. You know, y'all, I try not to play politics. Politics can be disparaging. It can hurt. It's a sore subject. People fight and stop being friends because of it. My problem with this is I'll be honest. I believe, and it's not because, like I said, it's not because I'm a Democrat, it's not because I'm a Republican, it's because I'm a constitutionalist, and because I believe in America. That's what I fought for. I got in my uniform because I believed in us.
Exactly.
And I don't like not having borders. I mean, come on. Russia. Remember the wall? You know? Borders, people say, oh, borders are immoral. No. Borders aren't immoral. Borders state if you want to come here and be recognized. If you want to be part of our system, come here and become a part of the system. and be counted legally. Don't just drop in. And kind of reminds me of back in the 60s when we had the problem with Cubans, when Fidel Castro decided in his infinite wisdom to open up the prisons and just let them come here. Well, who's to say all these people, I'm not calling all of them thieves, but damn it. I mean, when you start reading between the lines, when you look at all the news, and some of the news that actually reports truth, we aren't getting the cream of the crop, and we're not even getting the people who want to work. Some of them do, but there are people who want to come in here, have a baby so they can anchor. There are people that want to come in here so that they can get illegal welfare. And that bothers me. I mean, go ahead.
My big argument on this is, do you lock your doors at night? And if you don't, then you feel very safe at where you live. But if you do, it's the same concept. There's bad people out there that are going to come into your house, rob your house, do nasty things to you. You lock your door. That's a measure. It's not going to stop someone from kicking a door, and it's not going to stop someone from climbing up into a window somewhere. But a lock keeps an honest man honest at that point.
Exactly. And what you just said, I wish the president would have said, if you lock your door, then at that point, you should be for a wall. It's simple as that. And it's been brought to my attention. Most every country out there has a border and some form of a wall. It may not be a perfect wall, may not be a physical wall, but they have some form of a border.
Try to illegally cross into Iran, see what happens to you.
Exactly, right? So that being said, it needs to be thought about. I mean, I've heard all sorts of the moral stuff about how we're not helping. No, and then I try not to get on my negative side, and I'm not going to get negative. I'm gonna kind of be in a balance right now. I'm going to say this.
Yeah.
I'm not a globalist. Okay, I'm a shaman. And most people say, oh, shaman, tribal, oh, they believe in community, they believe in socialism. No. Because shamans are also realistic. Excuse me. Most shamans I know are very realistic. Okay? And when I say that, with my psychological background, my ministry background, and my shaman background, I put them all together. And what I get is, how can you have a socialist or global state and make it work? Because all it takes is one person, and the system becomes corrupt. And socialism and globalism count on everybody being innocent, honest, loving, trustworthy, and putting everybody else's needs above their own. You work.
Oh, go ahead.
You work until you drop. You don't harness yourself on the system by playing it. You pay your taxes loyally. And the only way you could do that, quite honestly, is to put a chip in the head and shock the hell out of someone every time they had a corrupt thought. And you're still going to get people who are going to try to figure out a way to get around that.
If you want to see how socialism works, right? We got laws in place to state that, like, this is basic shit, right?
Yeah.
Driving on an interstate, you are not supposed to utilize that left lane. But people, unless you're passing, you pass and you get back into the right lane, right?
Yeah.
People will ride in that motherfucker.
Oh, yeah.
Excuse my language. People will sit there and ride in that. And there's laws in place for that. But people utilize that the wrong way. And if you think, I mean, like, I don't even know how to get with this. I mean,
no, it's okay.
I'm slightly agitated two ways right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm kind of not for a wall, and I kind of am for a wall. I don't know how to explain that because a wall works two ways.
I agree with you. Okay, and what Pookie's talking about is you always have the downside of a wall, meaning how do people leave? Or is the government holding us in? Right?
Yeah, that's exactly it. Like, so say screw America one day and just decide I'm going to go and do exactly what the South Americans do, and they say screw South America and come into America. What if I want to do that one day? I mean,
well,
of course, if I go into Mexico, I'm going to wind up in jail. I'm going to get deported.
And I agree with you, but the choice at this point has to be, how much do you love your safety versus can you give a little bit to this? I mean, quite honestly, to go through the border, unless you're a wanted criminal, you can get through the border. They don't stop you.
I mean, most Americans follow the law going into Mexico because they don't want to deal with the Mexican legal system.
Well, exactly.
It's corrupt as hell.
Exactly.
I mean, you cross the border, you go through the checkpoint, and you have fun down there in Tijuana or what's that? Juarez. If you're brave enough to go down to Juarez.
But that's just it. Okay. So what you said, it holds you in. Well, no, I think the only reason it would hold people in is if they're trying to get away because they've broken the law. Okay, meaning if you're a wanted criminal, that means you may have to try to fake your way through a checkpoint. We'll see how that works. So, I don't know. I Thank you. Someone said I look like an NCO that you don't want to fuck with.
I was thinking that earlier. I was like, you got the NCO look.
Oh, thank you. That is a compliment. Thank you. No, I'm not going to be disparaging. I think a wall right now, I can't see a reason not to. As much as we would like to think utopian, there is no utopia because the minute, geez, what was it? They brought, I think it was the Swedes or the Finnish. They said that they had, socialism was working for them until the EU started insisting that they bring in foreigners.
Mass migrants from the Middle East and because of the war and everything.
Their utopia has been breaking down. There are now YouTube videos talking about how things are going south for them. Okay? Everybody's trying to get past this and say, oh, but we're being the bad people, and they're trying to play on our heartstrings. No, we're being the good people. Because if we can't help them, it comes down to, and I'm going to say this, healer, heal thyself. If you can't help yourself, you cannot help anybody else without eventually damaging other people. Okay?
Well, that's what the best thing that he said during that speech was about the women and the children coming across this border, and they're being used. They're being trafficked.
Exactly. So with that, I have to go and say, I would be for the wall. I am for the wall. Not because I'm a Republican, but because I want people to come in legally. It used to be you had to go to Ellis Island if you wanted to migrate here. And in Ellis Island, and here's my big thing, okay? When people come across illegally, they bring disease, and you sit there and say, "Oh, don't do that. That's mean. That's mean. That's racist. That's putting a stigma." No, I'm not. I'm being honest. When you come across the border and you have not been tested, they don't have the inoculations. They don't have the vaccinations down south that we do. They have disease that we had gotten rid of. You live in a place where there have been refugees brought in, and all of a sudden there's outbreaks of stuff that has been taken care of. Because when Obama brought those refugees in and didn't tell anybody, he also didn't make them send into quarantine. Used to be you had to quarantine at Ellis Island for a minimum of 60 days. And you had to be checked every day. And if you got sick, you would be there longer. And it used to be when you came over from other countries, you had to be quarantined, just like animals have to. If you bring an animal over from overseas, it has to be quarantined for 30 days. Why the hell shouldn't we be doing that? It's bringing disease into our country. And that's not me being some sort of racist. That's me being the medic. It's scary crap, people.
Oh, you talking about diseases? I think what the issue is most Americans have lived such a great, healthy life free of these diseases.
Yep.
They don't know what they do. Like seeing what smallpox does. I've never witnessed it personally,
Oh, it's
but
nasty.
seeing what this medical research on it, it's scary.
Yeah.
You're not most Americans aren't inoculated to that shit. Excuse my language.
Actually, they are, as long as they agreed to vaccinations. But now people have the right to opt out.
I thought they stopped giving smallpox a while back. It was
No.
the only military personnel that were getting it because we were going overseas and we didn't want to bring it back into the country.
Well, when I went through with my kid, they were still giving it. It may be it may not be anymore. I don't know. Yeah, it makes you think. A lot of stuff makes you think. Okay, and I'm not going to get into conspiracy. That's Pookie and Jay Reddy and Mulder. Okay.
Yeah, check us out Saturday if you're interested in hearing that.
What I'm talking about is more about what it's going to do and what it does present time. Okay. I have to look at it from the shaman point of view, and reality says socialism just ain't here. Reality says the whole globalism thing, that's basically a bunch of people who are rich wanting to be on top without being elected. The whole letting people come up here, that's a party that was dying, trying to get voters up here. I'm not being mean about the Democrats, but the Democrats have gone so far left, their own people don't like them. I mean, you can't.
You can see they have protests right now in Chicago. You don't hear about it on the news.
Yeah.
They have protests all the time. Democrats protesting their elected Democrats because so corrupt. And like I'm with you on the whole thing. I'm not a Democrat or Republican. Everyone knows my opinion on it. I don't like the government, period. But
yeah. Oh, hey, Kaz, how you doing, bud? Kaz says the main reason there is so much opposition to the wall is the fact that President Trump is actually moving forward and it rather than paying lip service. You know, I have to go with that. There are people that are against it just because it's him who's doing it. And I think that is a child's attitude. A child will sometimes throw a tantrum and they'll do something even when they're given the option of having something kind of what they wanted, or they're getting what they wanted, but they're so bent on throwing the tantrum anyway.
that's a toddler's mentality.
Exactly.
At that point.
And it scares me that we have grown people in Washington doing this. I'm against establishment. I think term limits need to be in place
I
because
totally agree with you on that.
too many
Career
people,
politicians are so corrupt.
yeah, I mean, too many people are making it a career when it was never meant to be a career. Okay, I'm seeing some disparaging, and I'm going to stop. Okay, we're supposed to be happy today. You came to me because we have smiles. So you know what? Let's take. We're not going to take a break, per se. Everybody, I'm going to turn on some music. I have to do something real quick. I'm going to turn on some music, and let's sit in our chairs and do a little dancing. Come on, man. Wave those arms. Have a little fun.
Yeah. Every morning seems just the same old routine. Blowing trees, writing these bars, line after line, mining for a diamond, but a dime is what I find. Hiding from the truth by simply coasting through these hard times with green, even though I'm feeling blue. But I gotta face the facts, girl, you know that it's true. And maybe what I'm supposed to do is not to get so close to you. But these days the only things that seem great are fading away. And the only time I feel home is when I'm alone or far
Come on,
away.
Pookie, get down.
The road call says the wind blows.
They can't see you get down.
Phone, so it stays closed. Staring out my window while my mind slowly goes off into my headphones. Hoping that the dough will be worth it for the show, but who knows? Yeah, let's go and roll it up. Blow it all away. No sense in growing up. We laugh like kids all day. And there's nothing you can say that will ever make us change. No, we're never gonna change. Man, day after day, it's just the same old thing. Working class life, and yes, it surely will bring a food to the table and a roof when it rains.
Okay, there we go. Had to get that blood pumping, feel a little bit better. What do you think, Pookie? Did that help?
Yeah, that kind of helped de-stress it.
I love it. Oh, come on, people. It's back to talking good stuff, okay? The government is what the government is. And I'm going to tell you some epiphanies, and I think I mentioned it before, some epiphanies I came to during the last couple months. I don't have to, and as a shaman, you know, we go through our changes too, okay? And I've been working very hard to get out there, to be there for everybody, to get people to find my recordings for those who need to find them, and to find me if you just need to talk to me. And sometimes it's frustrating because I'll sit there and go, man, you know, nobody's coming to me. Nobody's talking to me, and I feel a little down. But then I realize it's not up to me. It's up to y'all. I'm here. In fact, on my page, if you follow me, you're actually going to see. In fact, follow WTF Nation Radio, please. Okay, but also, follow my page because I'm going to do some streaming. And if you want to find me, come talk to me. We'll talk because I am more than willing to be there for everybody. Okay? So come find me. It's up to you. I came to that thought and I'm like, you know, all I can do is put John Owl out there. And it's up to you if you find me. And if you want to find me, I'm here. And I'm going to have a smile on my face. Even when I hurt. And I'll tell you right now, I hurt. This weather front moving through, ooh, yeah. right between the shoulders here. I'll tell you what, I have a nice little pierce. But you know what? Life can be worse. And I find that. My life's a little busy because I'm going to do the streaming thing. That's something new for me. But life could be worse. I'm doing the shows on Tuesday for now. We'll see how far I go. Life could be worse. Pookie, man, I'll tell you what. He's down in Florida trying to make his life work down there. Life could be worse.
Hell to the yes.
So if I can think that way, you can think that way. And if you want to know how to think that way, come talk to me. We'll figure it out together. Not everybody's made to be a shaman. And I don't show any disrespectfulness to Christians, Jewish people, anybody. I won't be disrespectful. But I
Nothing but love.
What? What'd you say?
I said nothing but love, man.
Yeah, nothing but love. If you have belief, not faith, if you have belief, good. If you need a little help with your belief, let's find it together. I'm not going to bring you into being a shaman. I'm going to help you. I'm going to give you tools to help you be more of what you are, if that's what it takes. And if you're having depression problems, here I am, you know. Thank you, Branko. I'm here so that if you just need an ear, talk to me. Because guess what I'm going to be doing? I'm going to be streaming, and you can talk to me. I'm going to be playing a game that I can put on pause. And it's not just going to be Skyrim. I've got a couple other old games that I know I can put on pause.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've got Galactic Civilization.
Oh, yeah.
Something that I can pause. So if you guys need or want to talk, I'm here. Just like right now. I'm enjoying the hell out of being able to sit here and look in the rooms and just talk to everybody. Y'all, you guys mean that much to me. And for those of you in Mixer, now that Trump is over, trying to pull it up right now wouldn't work too well. But you mean something to me too. Don't think that you don't. Because everybody means something to me. As I always say, as a shaman, I love every spirit, every being out there. I just may not like your behavior in your body, that your body's showing.
Shitheads are shitheads, man.
Well, and that's just it. It's part of the human. Well, I still will deal with it. I'm here for you, okay? We got ourselves up and moving, and I feel good. No more, and damn, it's time to get suck on another cough drop. Oh man,
That's I used to like that old. What do they call it? Horror hound. When I'd get a bad cough. That's old school. Like people, when I say that, people are like, "What are you calling that dog?" I'm like, "Nah, it's horror hound. It's a plant. And it's a natural remedy to your cough."
Well, I use Vicks, so.
That works too. Menthol works.
So, and Luke, Shipwreck's trying to get a hold of you. He wants you to. He needs your Facebook page kind of pasted around if you can. All right, everybody, we're here for each other, and we need to enjoy. And so let's go on to a story. And guess where it's from?
Oh God, Florida again. It's like, you ever see that meme where it's like the person sitting, like this mom screaming at the kid, like, "Why can't you be normal?"
Mm-hmm.
Someone like pasted the United States flag over there, and then they put the Florida flag on top of it. And it's like, ah!
Oh, Florida has some interesting people, and I don't know if it's because of the humidity or the heat or what. There's an actual paper that covers just Florida man stuff, believe it or not.
It's Florida man.
All right, Florida man broke into a car dealership, video shows he ended up with his pants down. Talk about your bumbling burglars. A video posted on the Lakeland Police Department's Facebook page shows an individual breaking into a Hyundai dealership. The break-in did not go as smoothly as planned. At about 9 p.m. in November, as yet and an as yet to be identified suspect used a fire extinguisher to break a hole in the wall. The 3-minute clip I did not bring in, taken from the Polk business's surveillance, shows the hole wasn't you the whole user wasn't user friendly. The man looks to get stuck midway, struggling to get through and losing his shorts in the process. Once completely through the hole and into the dealership, the man pulls up his shorts and starts rifling through the doors. And not the undergarment kind. Authorities say the suspect made off with a generator. They are asking if anybody can identify this not so smooth criminal to please get a hold of them.
Definitely wasn't me because that guy's missing a beard. Starting to see a trend here. It's like they're all beardless. So you got to trust the person with the beard over the shaved people.
I love it. People say that I've got that sergeant look. If you would have seen me when I got out of the service, can you imagine? Okay, I had a beard down past my chest. Okay, and my hair was long and pulled back into a ponytail that was braided down to the middle of my back. Okay.
There you go. There you go. Should have kept that look, man. I can see you with a beard and some long hair.
My beard fills out pretty well. It's a ZZ Top thing. I mean, it comes in quick too.
Oh, yeah.
So, no, I always tell, beard is a thing that happens after you get out of service because what was the one thing you couldn't have?
A beard.
Exactly. And
Or you got told to shave every day. I mean, I don't like shaving because of that.
exactly. And see, I don't use a razor. I use an electric shaver. And so it's not as close. It doesn't hurt my skin. I don't have to worry about nicks and cuts. And that I keep it that way because I prefer it that way. After being in the service and getting out, I figured out beards take maintenance.
They do.
And so I decided rather than deal with that, time to pull out the photo album to prove it. Maybe I will go try to see if I still have one of those pictures. But I mean, I used to have to sit there and brush my beard out, and then I'd have to comb my hair, and I'd have to let the braid out every day to clean the hair and then put it back. And shit, I took longer to get ready to go out than my wife, So, it has to be fun. And you have to decide what you like. Your look is your look. My look, people seem to like. I have a good strong chin, so I don't mind, and I've got good cheekbones, so I don't mind. What was that with the long way? Okay. These are the type of things that I think about. And Pookie, he loves his beard. In fact, a lot of the people on the station love to have their beard. And more power to them. That was something that I did when I was younger. I'm not young anymore. And that's okay. I'm happy with my age. Well, why don't we have a little bit of fun? Now, I kind of had a theme going here, people stealing things, losing pants, putting things in their pants. So let's have another one problem with pants. Can a rack of ribs fit in your pants?
I mean, I could fit a rack of ribs in my pants.
Indiantown, a young 26-year-old man was arrested after a report he removed a full rack of ribs from his waistband.
There you go.
The man accused in December of pulling pilfered meat from his pants was identified by Martin County Sheriff's deputies as Mali Aguilera Alvarez of Indiantown. The sheriff's sergeant reported spotting Aguilera Alvarez exit Rhines Market, IGA, after 6:15 before plunking the ribs, which typically are high in fat and great in taste, from his trousers.
That's what she said.
I love it. It's unclear what the ribs were of the beef or pork variety. A further search yielded 2 packs of hamburger buns, 9 pieces of fried chicken, and some mashed potatoes.
Wait. He had fried chicken in his pants?
Yeah, right?
And mashed potatoes. Oh, man, this dude was hungry.
Yeah. This was his 5-finger discount, reported. Alvarez is not accused of typing a cornucopia of whatever, but plenty from a picnic. They were not reports of condiments such as barbecue sauce or ketchup, or beverages such as soda or water being stolen.
If you're gonna get some fried chicken, I mean, you at least gotta get that hot sauce up in there somewhere.
Yeah, exactly, right. Well, this guy was intoxicated, and the total from the theft was $32.49.
Oh, there you go, petty larceny charge, spend a night in jail.
Yep. Jeez. Love it. You know, people just don't quite get what, again, I have to go back to, there are jobs to be had, people. So there's no reason for this.
The only reason that happened, I guarantee you, is because he was drunk and hungry.
Drunk and hungry. There you go. Now, because we love talking about Florida, I have to do this story.
Here we go again. Every time you do one of these, it's just like a jab at the ribs cage right now.
Time traveling Florida man crashes into building.
Really?
A man. Oh, here we go. A man who told police he wanted to time travel, crashed his Dodge Challenger into a strip mall on North Davis Highway in Pensacola earlier this week. The vehicle sped through the traffic light at the intersection of North Davis Highway and West Fairfield Drive at approximately 10:50 a.m. and traveled through the front entrance of Advanced Tax Services. The car barreled through the center of the building, coming to a stop outside the double doors at the building's rear entrance. The driver, who has not been identified, was uninjured, but was taken to a local facility for evaluation. Charges have not yet been filed, according to the press release during the Pensacola Police Department. Sergeant,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Go ahead.
Sergeant
go
Lawrence
ahead.
said no one was inside the building at the time of the accident. The co-owner of Pensacola Caskets, located next door to the Advanced Tax Services, is waiting for clearance on re-entering the business. They said the building is unstable on the backside, he said. They told us not to go back in until the whole building has been cleared to safety. It happened on a weekday. And what this guy thought, and I read more into it, the guy actually was trying to go fast enough to do the Back to the Future thing.
Yeah, I was about to say. That's what I was about to say. Where he messed up was, 1, he wasn't driving a DeLorean, and 2, he didn't hit 88 miles an hour.
87.
Oh, 87, 88.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
He was in a Charger there, Luke, or was it a Charger?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's where his first mistake was. It wasn't a DeLorean. Wasn't. Now this story would have been so much more epic if he had like a homemade flux capacitor, like chilling in the back seat. You know, like
Exactly. I mean, at least he could have done the props to do it right, right? I love it. Oh, people. You know, if you're like me, sometimes it's fun to go to the mall, sit down, and just people watch. And if you're really hard up, you go to Walmart.
oh, I love local Walmart here is epic, epic, epic. It's got a purple label over top of it. How epic it is,
Oh,
like legendary,
legend. It's gonna be legendary.
legendary, legendary.
I love it. Oh, I can't stop because we've got another Florida.
Dear Lord, I'm starting to reconsider moving down here, man.
Fisherman reels in 60 pounds of cocaine. Yeah,
I bet he thought he had the biggest catfish in his life, and when he rolled it in, he was like, "This is just okay."
yeah. Well, and there's been that the debate back and forth. Okay, I'm going to read the story real quick, and then I'll. Okay, authorities in Florida said a fisherman reeled in a package that turned out to be filled up with 60 pounds of suspected cocaine. The Monroe County Sheriff's Office said a fisherman was returning to Islamorada in the Florida Keys, where he spotted a bale under a dock Saturday morning. The fisherman used a gaff and net to pull the package into the boat, and he determined it was filled with an unidentified white powder. Sheriff's deputies and U.S. Border Patrol investigators responded and discovered the bale contained 25 plastic wrapped packages of what is believed to be cocaine. The packages were turned over to federal authorities.
It's like for almost a little under 30 kilos.
Yeah,
I'm trying to do the math on that. That's like close to $300,000 worth of cocaine.
yeah.
$400,000 worth of cocaine.
One got to think this
It's
is
nuts.
probably uncut.
That's legit stuff right there. Yeah. Oh my God, man.
Yeah, so it hasn't been cut yet. So you think about this, okay? Kaz and I have talked about this before. A lot of people ditch stuff over in Florida, apparently, on the shores. They say it's a common occurrence, and people will find stuff. And now here's the question: do you take it or do you keep it?
I don't know. That'd be tempting for me because I'd like to reenact the Scarface scene where he just sticks his head in a pile of cocaine and goes just to see what it was like. But that's just me being was it cynicist at that point?
Well, and here's the thought. Here's what Kaz and I talked about is if you take it, one, how are you going to sell it? And two, how do you know that someone isn't there with binoculars watching? Meaning the people who dropped it.
Yeah. You also get like cases. I don't know if you heard about like this. The people that were out. I think it was scuba diving a while back, and they found a plane full of cocaine that crashed.
And that's the real question: is do you sit there and say, okay, am I capable of selling this stuff,
or just keep it for yourself?
Yeah, or do I report it? Because if you take it and someone's watching you, you're gonna find you're gonna have an interesting guest later on that day.
just imagine the party you could have, like all the strippers everywhere. It'd be the best party on the planet.
Now, I'm not going to get in all the uses of how you can use cocaine. Calm down.
Oh yeah. Who was getting excited here?
Oh, we got a couple people saying, "Oh, don't forget what you can do with this and what you can do with that." Uh-huh.
Cooking cocaine is a sin.
Well, you're talking about putting it on certain body parts and using it for sexual encounters.
Ooh. Don't
Oh,
threaten me with a
people.
good time.
Oh, you got to love this stuff. Just reminds you what goes on out there. You got to
Yeah,
smile.
I need to go fishing more, man.
Yeah,
I'm
hey,
down
you're
here
down
that
there.
dry. Gotta go fishing more.
Oh, Pookie. Okay, we're getting close to the end of the show. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say I'm going to go through and simply say you have a choice, people. You have a choice to be happy or to not be. People can influence you, but you still have the choice if they do or don't. I tell people, including my wife, all the time when we're driving down the road and people are doing really, really not necessary things. I tell her it's not personal because I choose it's not. They can sit there and flip me off. They can sit there and just do all sorts of nasty things because they feel that they've had a bad day and they deserve to. But it's not personal to me because once it becomes once it becomes personal, I have to put energy into that. And I truly would rather put my energy into other things, like posting kitten pictures and videos and streaming a game or just talking. That to me is much better time spent than allowing someone to ruin my day. So here's what I say to you. Spend your day how you want. Make your choice. Remind yourself, put a little post in the mirror where you get ready for the morning. I choose, and leave it at that. I choose. I choose to be happy. I choose to make friends with you. I choose to try to help. Excuse me. That's my choice. And it's yours too. People will tell you or try to convince you it's not. They will try to interfere with your life. They will try to influence you. It's your choice whether they do or don't. I've had, okay, I'm going to say this. Back when I was young and dumb and full of whatever, okay, I can say I used to get in fights. But here's the deal. I walked away from more than I got into. And people,
My dad used to tell me all the time, it's a sign of a real man is to be able to walk away from a fight.
well, it is.
Just
And the only time I ever actually fought was when it was started. I choose not to allow, I chose then, even back then, not to allow myself to get into it. Working on a psychiatric ward, I would have clients get in my face, trying their best to get me to do something. and it wouldn't work. Same thing at a bar. It wouldn't work. And you have to kind of carry that forward. Choose to smile. The best revenge in life is to lead your life well. And that's my feeling. What you got to say, Mr. Pooks?
The only thing that I really got, like, my words of wisdom for the night is, like, honestly, choices made in anger cannot be undone. So just if you're feeling angry, don't make dumb choices. you know.
Yeah.
You know.
No, that's you're exactly right. You're exactly right.
If you're feeling angry and you just take a deep breath, sit back, think it through. Don't do anything stupid.
And really decide, is this worth my energy? I have limited energy. That's the downside to being me. I choose not to use it in negative ways. Pookie, he tries to do the same. I wish for you all that you can find this too. And if you need a little help, look me up, because I'm there for you. You ready to call it, Pooks?
I'm down there with you.
Okay. All right, I'm going to lead it out with, again, Luke Humphrey, the song that I like the most. Y'all have a good week. Oh, oops, I almost forgot to do one thing.
Oh, yeah.
Silly me.
You gotta run that broom, man.
I need to run that broom. We are at the end of the show. Today is Tied Up Tuesdays, normally with Minx, but it's with me at the moment until she gets back out saving the world. Wednesdays are our days off, or what I like to say, meditation day. Thursdays is Sergeant's Time with Ice and Spanky. Fridays is open at the moment. We'll see what happens. Saturdays is 2 full times with Jay Reddy and Pookie and Mulder. Say something, Pookie.
Believe.
Believe. There you go. Sundays is Kicking It with Cause. I'm on with Cause as his co-host. And then Mondays is the Monday night edition with Ice and Flash, and that gets you back here with Tuesdays. From there, like I say, you have a choice. And Pookie says...
I'm sorry. I dropped the ball on that one. Choices made in anger cannot be undone.
And that's your wisdom for the week.
Yes.
Enjoy, my friends. We love you.
Yeah. Every morning seems just the same old routine. Blowing trees, writing these bars, line after line, mining for a diamond, but a dime is what I find. Hiding from the truth by simply coasting through these hard times with green, even though I'm feeling blue. But I gotta face the facts, girl, you know that it's true. And maybe what I'm supposed to do is not to get so close to you. But these days the only things that seem great are fading away. And the only time I feel home is when I'm alone or far away. But the road call says the wind blows. 10 missed calls on my flip phone, so it stays closed. Staring out my window while my mind slowly goes off into my headphones. Hoping that the dough will be worth it for the show, but who knows? Yeah, let's go and roll it up, blow it all away. No sense in growing up, we laugh like kids all day. And there's nothing you can say that will ever make us change, no. We're never gonna change. And day after day, it's just the same old thing. Work working class life, and yes, it surely will bring a food to the table and a roof when it rains. But for the most part, you're just doing the same thing, a part of a machine with a ball and a chain. You try to be happy, yet all you feel is pain. It's a shame to use your brain and know that someone never changed. But if insanity's the game, then you can take my hand and play. Life has a rhythm that I ride to, and you can come along if you would like to. And I can show you what it's like to walk in my shoes, to learn how to love just like I do. Look me in the eye and you will find truth. I'm testifying to the lying in my mic booth. And you're hating on me cause I ain't like you, and I ain't like you.
Yeah, let's go and roll it up, blow it all away. No sense in growing up, we laugh like kids all day. And there's nothing you can say that will ever make us change, no. We're never gonna change. Yo, my life is like a movie that nobody's producing. I write the music, but nobody is moving, cause don't nobody care, and everyone's confused till the characters change and never reaching a conclusion. And I don't know if I'll make it to the end, cause all I know is after we begin, the wind shifts us in many different directions, like the pen lifts up off the paper, disconnected from anything we can feel, hear, and see. And the words that I write mean something more than just to me. It's amazing that we've all grown accustomed to change, cause we can rearrange a pattern that's always been ingrained. They want us to grow up and stop acting how we want, but if you tell me I can't do something, I'll make sure it gets done. Yeah, let's go and roll it up, blow it all away. No sense in growing up, we laugh like kids all day. And there's nothing you can say that will ever make us change, no. We're never gonna change.